Good morning. Hello, hello. My name's Gail. You're welcome to my grid. I am a self-projected projector and I am here to self-project. I'm here to use this Instagram grid as my sounding board and find my own truth in my own words, see what comes out, see what jumbled ramblings come out. And today I am really fired up to talk about the world. And how little old you has so much power and you can make such an impact. And I think this is on my heart quite a lot. I've just been up in my stories to kind of say, guys, I'm going live in a minute. And one of the things that I kind of said in my stories is that I feel like over the summer I have been absorbing information around, I'm going to use the phrase, I don't like the phrase, I don't know what alternative phrase to use, but around the matrix and seeing through the matrix. I already had a little bit of a bigger picture view of our society, our world, blah, blah, blah. COVID really brought that to the forefront for me. And the afters, after COVID, really impacted that even more. But I've said the word, haven't I? It's going to mute me. It's going to mute me. Please don't mute me. Please don't mute me, Instagram. Anyway, let's flip. God, shouldn't have said that, should I? Let's just go. Hopefully I can download this at the end, stick it somewhere else, and then if the worst comes to worst, it's somewhere else. Right, okay. So, I feel like I've had this knowing of what's going on. I've had this vibe, I've had this feeling, I've kind of got it a bit, but I've kept it at arm's length. I didn't want to dig into that. I didn't want to go into the agenda. Because it's goddamn scary, right? It's goddamn scary, but we've got 2027 coming up, we've got 2030 coming up. These are all milestones in planetary forecast, shall we say. So human design says that we're changing planes on in 2027. You know, astrology has us down as moving into what an age, I think it's the age of Aquarius in 2030. So there's all these pivoting, shifting things where the world is literally changing. It's going to change. And until we get to the point where that has settled down, we're going to go through some discomfort. And there is a lot of discomfort in the world right now. And that's what I feel like I want to talk about. I want to just riff on my vibe around it, because when we're putting on BBC News on the morning, and we're putting on ITV and CNN or whatever it is that you watch, you know, we're seeing people being killed right now, and it doesn't really matter which goddamn side you're on. It really doesn't matter. And same goes for, you know, the Eastern conflict, you know, the other one, the other big one. I don't want to mention words because it'll mute me. Anyway, you know, we see all these people killing each other, and it blows my mind. It blows my mind that as humans we can do that to each other. And don't get me wrong, I know it's in this country as well. I know that these things are, God, this is deep for a morning, isn't it? Let me see if I can just bring it back a bit. Just hang on a sec. Let me just readjust my message, readjust my vibe, because I don't want to go down that pathway. So I feel like I have a vibe. I've had an awareness, shall we say? I've had an awareness of all this stuff, but I haven't really kind of allowed myself to focus on it, and that's okay. It's not about being selfish, and it's not about living in a bubble where we don't know these things are going on, because it is about, by living in the bubble and kind of almost not allowing these things into your life, you are actually helping to resolve them. And I know that sounds silly because, you know, we should all kind of, you know, I don't know about, you know, do we give money to charity? What do we do? How do we help these other regions and these other people? Because I'm really not sure how we do it, because charities have so much red tape. Does your money even get there? I don't know how we actually help these situations. How do we as a global humanity stop these situations? I don't know. But I know that when we want to change the world, it starts with us. And I know that the impact we have on the world is through our energy. And what I see right now is agendas led by ego, led by lack, led by the lower levels of the emotional guidance scale. So you have people chasing money, chasing power because they don't have enough of it already. So we've got a lack there. When we're in lack, we're in the lower levels of the emotional vibration scale. The lower levels is the anger, your victimization, the disappointment, the discouragement, the depression, the sadness, the hate. All of those are all at the bottom end of the emotional guidance scale. So all this stuff is coming from the bottom part of the emotional guidance scale. So what I do know is if you have scales, let's talk scales, we're in Libra season. If you have some scales and it's heavily weighted to the lower levels of the emotional guidance scale, and this one's like there's hardly anything there, what I know is that the more we can put emphasis on the higher levels of the emotional guidance scale, we will bring a balance back, because the more people who can come from the opposite end will bring the balance back. And that needs a lot of people, because the way that our society is structured means that we are also held in a lot of lack energy, because we don't have enough money, we don't have enough time, we don't have enough of this, so we're held in a lack energy as well. So right now there's just a lot of lack energy around us. And one of the things that was really powerful to me when I saw it, it just made me go, what? Was the "you will pay for your actions" statement. Because when we are making someone pay for their actions, where is the love? Where is the love? Yeah, we all know that song, don't we? But where is the love? Where is the love? There is no love. There is no love in that statement. That statement is pure anger, and it is pure retaliation talk, and it is pure you will pay for what you have done. You have done something to me that has created a lack within me, and I am now going to create that lack within you. Whether it's a lack of safety, a lack of security, a lack of power, a lack of money, whatever. And this is how we fight. What if, instead of coming from a place of ego-driven lack, we came from a place of heart-driven love? And I know that sounds a bit airy-fairy and a bit antsy-pantsy and, I'll come from love. She's the hippie tree-hugging girl, But what if we came from love? What would that look like? So that would be, instead of coming from this place of, you've done this to me, you're going to pay. We need to come from this place of, whoa, what am I doing to you that is making you do that to me? And how can I be kinder and come from love to resolve this situation? But nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to do that because everybody's living in this lack. Everybody's living in a lack energy. We're all in a lack energy. I'm in a lack energy around time. At the moment, I feel like I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time to get the things done that I want to do. I want to come on here. I want to talk about all these things. I want to record videos that impact people, that activate people. I don't have time because I'm busy at work. I'm busy at home. I don't have time. I'm living in lack. You're living in lack. What's the lack in your life? And this is where we start, guys. Because little old me, I could stand outside on my road with a placard about all the things that I don't like about this world, right? I could stand there and talk about all the things that I don't think are fair about this world. I could stand there with a placard that talks about the WHO and the video that I shared on my stories this morning, which is stuff that I've researched, and I was like, wow. When I saw that video, I was like, wow, oh my God, someone's actually talking about this stuff. Which is why I shared it. And maybe that's inspired me to talk about this a little bit. But I could stand out there with a placard, and I would love to know how many cars go past my house every day. There are a lot. I live on a dual carriageway. It's a busy road. So how many people could I give information to if I did that? But the fact of the matter is, it wouldn't change anything. Well, it might change it a little bit, but it's not going to change it a lot. Because me just standing out there giving information is just another piece of information, right? And we are absolutely, God, submerged with information at the moment. Anyway, 15 seconds of information as well with Reels and TikTok and stuff. Our concentration, our focus is just diminishing all the time. Anyway, that's a whole other video. So, losing my track of thought. So what can we do? What can we do to change this? What can we do to change the agendas? What can we do to change the way that our world is? And it's not going to be a fast change. It'll be a slow change. Of course it will. But it's by changing you. It starts with you. You know, there's a quote out there, an inspirational picture. I've probably shared it myself 600 times back in the toxic positivity days. But there's a quote out there, and it says something like, when she wanted to change the world, and she kind of, something like she became wise and she decided to change herself first. That is it. That is it. Change yourself first. And what I mean by that is your vibration. Okay, I've talked about vibration, right? Hang on, let me just move stuff around. Right, so the vibration let's pick what's going on, what's come through, right? The vibration in that area right now, right? Everybody's vibing on fear or anger, okay? And with that, when we're vibing in an energy, we are bringing more energy to us. We're bringing more energy to us. So in these areas where there is conflict, okay, your average person, so if I lived in one of those areas where there was conflict, I would be living in fear, right? I'd be fearful for what's going to happen. I'd be fearful for, what's the next thing that's going to happen on my doorstep. I would be fearful. So I would be living in fear. So the fact that I'm living in fear means that I am actually giving off that vibration, which means that I am creating more of that in the area within that I live. And that goes, when you've got that over a whole country, a whole city, a whole region, then it escalates and it grows and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. And more people get caught up in that fear, more people get caught up in that anger. And then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And there we have it. Okay? And while that's going on over there, then you've got other areas of the world who are focused on different things, and that's getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And, this other corner of the world, they're focused on maybe escalating crime, and everybody's fearful for that. And so that's getting bigger and bigger and bigger because we're focusing on it, because what you give your energy to grows. It evolves, it gets bigger, it gets stronger, it gets more powerful. So how do we, as little old me, how do I change the world? I change the world by starting with myself and changing my vibration. I change the world by leading the way in my life where I come from love, not lack, not fear. Because that is the only way I can tip the balance of the scales. There's too many people above us, there's too many agendas above us, that there is no other way. I mean, there probably is, we could do petitions, we could stand outside Parliament and do all that kind of stuff. Of course, there are things that we can physically do, but you have the power within you to make these changes within you that will then ripple around you. When you start to stop standing in ego-driven fear and lack, you will also start to impact those around you. Your family, your husband. I've got foundation all over my lashes. Your family, your husband, your friends, your work colleagues. All this starts to change when you change your energy. So imagine Imagine that today we are still in new moon energy. We can set our intentions for the next month, the next quarter. Can we set the intention to bring a balance back, to bring more love and light energy, to come from more love and light energy rather than a lack and a fear and an anger and a depressive kind of energy? Because when we do that, that will change the people around us. And then that changes the people around them. And then that changes the people around them. And then before you know it, someone's letting you out in traffic. And then before you know it, I don't know. Look at how the riots spread over the UK in the summer, right? One person got angry over something, and then that spread to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. Our energy creates a ripple in the energetic area around us. If we drop a pebble of lack, fear, anger into the pond that we live in, it ripples and it calls everybody in. And what I'm asking for, I suppose, is that we start a bit of a movement where we drop a pebble into the pond of the world and we try to get that ripple moving. You know, we can't do it with money. We can't do it with power from out where we stand, right? We can't do it by trying to force our governments to do certain things. We can't do it by, it just doesn't happen. We don't really have any control over those decisions being made. Not really. But what we do have control of is our own energy, our own vibration, and our own little world. And by transcending the narrative of the world and choosing our own narrative, we start to really create that different vibe and that different energy around us. And that ripples out. And the more people who can kind of, get behind this, maybe the better the world will be, And instead, we're fed the images of, what's going on. We're fed the updates and, God, what's trapped? We're fed the updates. We're fed all this information because we want information, right? We're in the information age. We want all the information. We want everything that we need to know, everything. We need to know everything about everything. So we're fed all of this information, which is fine and great. But that information is changing your vibration. It is reprogramming your thoughts and who you are. How scary is that? How scary is that? Anyway, I had a bit of a rant there, didn't I? But honestly, that's my truth, guys. That's how I feel. And as I say, this has been, I don't know if this is eclipse energy. I don't know if this is new moon energy. I don't know. But I just, the awareness of this has been with me for a long time. It's got deeper over the summer. It's probably embodied during the eclipse season. And now with Libra, I'm wanting that balance back. I'm looking for all sorts of changes in my life. But it can feel really selfish when you are focused on, let's say you're focused on losing weight. So your focus is on losing weight, and it can feel really selfish when you are caught up in, do you know what? I want to lose weight. I want to, pay for my next holiday. I want to, succeed at work. I want to do all of these things. And then you open up the TV and there's acid attacks. Seriously, you just, I don't know if I've been more aware of the news recently. I don't know. But, there's, how can you justify just living 8 hours away from where people are getting killed and bombed and things and be focused in on your, I just want more money. I just want more freedom. How can you, without feeling a little bit of, And so I guess what I'm kind of saying is, you're shall we say, selfishness to want to lose weight, your selfishness to want to, earn more money or whatever it might be, actually, if that is going to lift your vibration, it is actually serving a purpose in the world too. Does that make sense? So, rewinding back. So, if you are someone who is just wanting to live your best life, someone said this has come from what someone said to me, sorry. But if you are someone who's wanting to just live your best life, and you're watching the news and you're seeing everything going down and you're thinking, well, how selfish of me to be focused on that while that's going on in the world. Or, I should just be grateful that we've got peace where I am. If you can say we've got peace, I don't know if you would, if you look at the underlying, I don't know. So how can I focus in on these things, and how can I focus in on making myself happy when this is going on in the world? Because your happiness tips the scale. Your happiness, you being happy, changes this balance. And yes, it's only a little tidgy bit, but a little tidgy bit matters. And a lot of tidgy bits create a big impact. Anyway. Woo! That was a bit of a rant, but the words seem to have stopped now. I've got rid of them. They literally just build up. And I'm like, ooh, gotta speak them, gotta get them out. So there's no more there. So I must have said what I needed to say. And yeah, if it resonates, give me a love heart. If I don't know, because I don't care. By putting this out there, by actually, so this is the interesting thing that I'm transitioning to a little bit at the moment as well. I don't really care about likes and comments and stuff. If you want to like it, like it. If you want to comment. But by speaking it, I have put a much more powerful vibration out into the world than by begging you to, by maybe changing this up, making it a very special video, doing lots of editing, doing lots of filters, look at me, give me loads of likes. Yeah, it's going to reach more people, but the energy behind this means this video is going to reach the people who can hear me, who get this. And if you don't get this, then that's fine. This is not about everybody living in the same way. That is part of the problem that is going on in the world right now, right? It's the expectation that everybody has to think the same way and do things the same way and see things the same way. And if not, you'll pay. But it's not about that. It's about understanding that we're all different. We all have different perspectives. We all come from a different angle. We all come from a different thing, but we all have something to bring to the world. And I don't, if you don't vibe with this, I don't want you to vibe with this. I want you to find something else that you do vibe with. But if you do vibe with this and this activates you in some way, shape or form, really start working on how you get to make yourself happy and working away from the energy of lack, fear and anger and depression and all that kind of stuff. Start working your way up the emotional guidance scale. Start working your way up the emotional guidance scale, because that's how you change the balance. Start making your body work properly. Stop absorbing toxins and bad things that way. Start really focusing on how you make your vibration as powerful as possible in the higher levels of the emotional guidance scale. And if you don't know about the emotional guidance scale, there is a video on my YouTube channel that you can watch if you want my take on the emotional guidance scale. Back when I thought I had to be professional to do these little videos. Now I don't care. I just come on, speak my mind, see what comes through and go from there. Anyway, love and light, sending you lots of love and light. We live extraordinary lives and we need to reclaim that power. And there is a huge power under that we are not using at the moment. I think I'm done. Got a blue sky today, guys. That is good. That is good. Blue sky. We love a bit of blue sky. Makes everything feel better. Anyway, right, I am rambling now. I am going to go. I am going to go and get myself ready for work and have a little bit of an impact on that little world that I take part in. And yeah, wishing you lots of love and light. If I've activated you, if you want to talk to me about this, you can drop in my DMs. We can move into WhatsApp. I like having little chats in WhatsApp. Yeah. See you later.